Whenever they driving by, have a can in your hand. And when you driving by, just make sure ain't nobody doing nothing and call me if they are. So, all right.
What is up, you guys? Whew. As y'all can tell, we are shivering because we are cold. But if you're wondering who's on your screen, he's JB.
And she's the QT.
And honestly, guys, we have a really cool surprise for you guys in today's video. So we really did not introduce it, but basically we're introducing it now and we're going to end it now. But something exciting happened. We got to go to the ceremony for a community fridge opening in my hometown neighborhood. I'm so excited. Like, I remember when I first heard about community fridges and everything, I literally saw like this site that you can go on and be like, request a community fridge in your neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I don't know if that's like truly one of the reasons that it's here, but I'm really thankful for the community workers. I mean, I think we've told y'all before that we struggle to get food ourselves. And, you know, we're always in such a giving mood. Like, even today, this was supposed to be like a give back to the community, and you're supposed to be able to take free food. We're like, we don't need to take this. That's wrong. We're taking from other people. Meanwhile, we know we're in need of something. But it's beautiful to be able to see something like this in my neighborhood because, you know, it's the pandemic. Just regardless, people need food. And, you know, at this rate, now we can give food to the people who need it or take it from the people who need it can take it. And yeah.
That when their necessities filled.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's so exciting to see, like, so I don't know what else to say.
Other than that, through that long spiel, this is the intro and the outro. We'll see you guys next time and enjoy the footage.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.
So my name is Kevin Riley, Kevin Riley. I'm the New York City Council member here in District 12 in the Northeast Bronx. And right now we're at the community fridge at Einstein Loop in Co-op City, which is downstairs from my Co-op City office, in partnership with River Bay Corporation, MMCC, and most importantly, Mount Haven Community Fridge. And this initiative was brought up at the beginning of the year. As we saw the COVID pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people weren't able to access food. So we wanted to bring the food to the neighbors and to the people in the community, but not only address food insecurity, we wanted neighbors to help neighbors, and we wanted the community to come in together. Because we know there's a lot of division sometimes in the community, and this great thing that we're doing in the district will allow the community to come together and help a neighbor out. And that's why we wanted to bring this community fridge to Section 5 of Co-op City. All right?
Of working with Councilman Riley and Mott Haven Fridge to bring you guys a community fridge. What a community fridge is, because nobody knows what that means. That means you take something, you leave something. This is about the community giving back to each other. So I hope that we can maintain this here and everybody looks after it. We also got a partnership with MMCC, Shantae. They are going to be the main, and I'm saying it on mic. They're going to be the main protectors of this fridge. And I got cameras, so please don't let me send you a CC for foolishness. So, we're going to have some people say a couple of words about this lovely project. We're going to start with my very good friend, somebody that I've grown, well, he grown to love me, I guess. Because he younger than me, only about a year or so, but you know, because I'm only 30 just now. But somebody who definitely has been doing great in this community is always here. I'm very proud of this young man. Our Councilman Kevin Riley.
Thank you, Michelle, and good afternoon, Co-op City. This is an amazing program that we wanted to bring to Co-op City. When I started to run this year, I met Dan, and Dan wanted to address a lot of the food insecurities that we have going on in the Bronx. And how we're going to address this food insecurity, we wanted to bring a community fridge. But not only to address food insecurity, we wanted to bring the community together. So this project that we're doing If you have food, if you're going to the grocery store and you want to put food down and look out for people in your community, this is supposed to bring our community together. So don't think about it just as addressing the food insecurity. Think about it as a tool to tie our community together. You see the partnership that we're doing now. You have River Bay, you have New York City Council, you have Mount Haven Fridge, you have MMCC, all coming together in partnership with Co-op City. You have Community Board 10 with Matt Cruz here. So we have a collaborated effort that we're trying. Pastor Sam is here also. So we're trying to make this collaborated effort to make sure that we're addressing this need together. And that's the only way we're going to get through a lot of things that we're addressing right now, is to do it together. We have this COVID pandemic. Everyone, please go get tested. Please go get vaccinated. The Omicron variant has come. A new variant probably is going to come after this winter break. We're seeing our family members. We have the largest NORC in this district. We have a lot of seniors. We need to protect our seniors. We need to protect our youth in this district. So this is a collaborative effort. I just want you guys to know this. It's not just addressing food insecurity. This is tying the community together, because we're tired of division in this community. We're tired of division in this city. And in order to do this, we need great programs like Dan from Mount Haven's Fridge, who I'm going to bring up next to give some words. So without further ado, please welcome my brother Dan from Mount Haven's Fridge.
Hey everybody, I'll keep it short. The motto here is neighbors helping neighbors. Yes. Again, neighbors helping neighbors, right? This is a seed that we help plant. And like the council member said, it's up to all of us to keep this sustained. I opened up a community fridge with my fellow teachers because I was a 6th grade middle school teacher in the South Bronx. And I learned that 25% of my students and their families were cutting down on meals or skipping meals a few times a week. And I remember seeing one student's grandmother digging in a trash bin for cans. And that's when I knew that we needed to, instead of getting people to go to food, we needed to bring the food closer to the people. Because hunger, my friends, is a distribution problem. And the only way to figure out that distribution problem is to do it in partnership with one another. So for all those reasons, I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this Neighbors Helping Neighbors project. Thank you, Councilmember Riley. Thank you, Pastor Sam, for coming out. Thank you, MMCC. I know that these teams are going to take care of this, make sure that it stays clean. Who else do we have to thank? Thank you, all of the volunteers who came out today. Thank you to Michelle for sustaining our community. And that's it. We can't do this without everybody here together. So just a big round of applause for all of you. And let's make sure that we do this together.
Next, I would like to ask MMCC to come up. We want all of you guys to come up because we want the community to see your faces. And I'm going to bring up Shantae and Will.
We want to thank also, we have to thank the Boys and Girls Club and Maytag because they donated a fridge for us as well. And so the big guy next to me, this is Will. Will is the person that you guys will see here every day. He's going to be the one really making sure that everything is taken care of. And all these young people around us, they are also participating and helping to make sure the fridge and this whole community effort is happening on a regular basis. So we just want to say, as a lifetime resident of Co-op City and of Section 5, this is a great opportunity for us. I think COVID has changed our perspective on a lot of things. And this is something that we need. So I hope that everybody takes part in it and uses it for its purpose. Let's use, not abuse. And that's the way we can sustain and have it for later. Thank you, guys.
I just want to say I'm proud of her too. I watched her grow up. I love when these young people grow up and become wonderful people. Because I'm getting old, I got to retire soon. So I need people to take my place. Head. But the last person, Matt, you want to come say a little something? Matt is the manager of our community board. And everybody I call up here, I expect to, at all times, whenever they think about us, to donate. whenever they driving by, have a can in your hand. And when you driving by, just make sure ain't nobody doing nothing and call me if they are. So now Matt Cruz from Community Board 10.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Co-op City. I won't be too long, but I want to wish everyone a wonderful and safe holiday. I want to thank my colleague in government, Councilmember Kevin Riley. I don't think there's no more job more important than feeding our own people. So as my colleague said to my right, I forget your name, use, not abuse. Be mindful of that and take care of each other, and do one more thing for me. Be kind to someone you don't know. Right? Merry Christmas, thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna say the best news ever right now. I don't want to talk no more. Y'all ready to get this started? All right, we gonna get this started, but I need everybody that just came, come up. Oh, let's do this ribbon cutting, and then we gonna do it. Let's get everybody in. You got everybody? All right, that's my paper right there. Make sure you get the toe, man. Ready? Y'all gotta pretend like y'all cutting something. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Neighbors, everyone.
Hi, I am Shantae Armstrong. I'm the Assistant Director of Youth Services for MMCC. I oversee all of our Beacon Pro and all of our Boys and Girls Clubs.
Okay, and so how did you partner with Kevin Riley for the Community Fridge?
I live in Co-op City as well, and I had saw a couple of months ago that Co-op City was trying to put a community fridge inside of 2 of the locations, Einstein, I believe, and Bartow. And in the interim, waiting for that to happen, the Boys and Girls Club called us, and we had got a donation from Maytag for a community fridge. And of course, once you get a community fridge, the next part of it is usually trying to figure out how you're going to stock the community fridge. So we reached out to River Bay, and we reached out to the councilman's office, and they also happen to be trying to figure out how to take care of stocking their own fridge as well. And so we decided that it made more sense for us to work together. We had a group of young people here in the center who have already committed to taking care of the fridge. And inside the center, we said, well, why not do something outside? Because we were going to use this fridge as well for the community. Because even though it's for our participants, it was still part of the community. So it actually worked out. It just happened to work out this way, and the partnership just made perfect sense.
How do you feel as a resident and somebody who's worked on the behind the scenes to get it? How do you feel for the community?
I love it. Anybody that knows me knows I'm all about my neighborhood. So anytime there's something that could come to the neighborhood that's going to be for the betterment of our people, that can help them, that's going to help save some people some money. And after COVID has happened, we saw a lot of people lose their job. For the first time in my life, I saw food pantries in Co-op City on a regular basis, and everybody was taking advantage of it. I took advantage of some, my family took advantage of some. So to be able to now be part of the people that provide that, it's a win-win for us.
Do you see in the future that you guys could be expanding upon this? Or are there any expansion plans in the future you guys see?
So in terms of for the fridge, it's funny. Well, one of the things we talked about is even with doing the community fridge outside, we expanded to going to the pantry aspect of it and not just doing just the fridge part. But we've even talked about how do we maybe even offer hot meals sometimes during the evening for people when they're coming home, or for people who may just not have meals at home in time to prep. So that's one of the things we're playing with right now. And the other thing too we want to do is with our fridge, although most community fridge, people don't usually leave names, they don't have to ask for anything. Our goal is to also, with the fridge inside, is to welcome people to come in and put their names down on the list if they want more information when food is getting stocked or where other options where they can get food, so we can be a resource for them.
Hey, my name is Willie Fitch. I am the program director for the Section 5 Teen Center here in Co-op City.
What is your involvement in the whole community fridge ordeal?
So we at MMCC have sponsored with Maytag and Boys and Girls Club as a part of a community fridge for our kids and the community surrounding them. We'll be helping with, making sure that the fridge is organized, the pantry is set up correctly, make sure our fridge is full and ready for distribution whenever necessary.
So during the ceremony, they said you're going to be the main one protecting it. What does that entail, or what should people watch out for or not do?
Okay, so one of the things is if you heard the earlier speech, the one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to abuse this blessing. It's something that very few areas, even areas that are less off than we are, don't have a real advantage of getting. And so we don't want this to be used as a thing of abuse to overtake and every day is empty because somebody decides that, hey, they need 20 bananas for no reason. But it's our job here is to make sure that this stuff is always set up to be prosperous for our community, that our community is able to come and take what they need and not overextend their wealth. So yes, we will be so protecting it, but protecting it in a way of trying to make sure that everybody who really needs it gets it. Because the fact of the matter is that we want people who need it to take what they need, but we also don't want people who need it to believe that they are entitled to everything. So our job is to make sure that we give people what they need necessarily, and this is a necessity. This is also a privilege because they could have not had this. So it's just a way for us to kind of not police it, but to make sure that it is available for everyone and anyone.
How big of a role do you think the youth play in the community fridge, just as much as you guys are?
Oh, well, it's the role they play is going to be so huge because they're going to be responsible. They're also going to help me with the responsibility of making sure that things run smoothly with these community fridges. Their roles in making sure that the food is put up in the pantry correctly, the fridge correctly, this fridge correctly, to make sure that that everything kind of runs smoothly, to make sure that nobody is overusing the pantry, overusing the fridges. They want to make sure that they, make sure that they are doing, their best to make sure that this community, thrives. It's a way to show them that, like, you have an impact on the community more than you realize. That's one of the major things we try to do here is try to be more community based because we want to be able to show them that, hey, look, we've been given this blessing to have a roof over our head, food in our stomach, and things like that. And what I believe is that when somebody gives you a helping hand, that you owe. You owe to give that helping hand to somebody, and you owe to give that helping hand to somebody else. It's about getting out of that crab basket mentality. Once you're out, you want to pull people back up. You don't want to let your claw go and let people stay down. It's about helping people come out. One hand helps the other. One person helps another. It's about keeping that type of mentality that'll lead on to them doing stuff for the next generation. Because they have to carry the torch. Like I'm not going to be here forever, so they have to carry the torch. So we have to make sure that they know and they realize how they want to carry that torch and how they want to help the next generation become the next community-based advocates for themselves and for the community.
And what made you want to bring this to a neighborhood, or just bring this to neighborhoods?
Well, we just planted the seed here. What's important to me and to the Mount Haven Fridge Network is that all neighborhoods have access to food. And one of the sad statistics about New York City is that out of everybody who had a food emergency last year, only 1 out of 4 of them said that they used a food pantry. So while food pantries are doing really important work, serving a certain portion of the population, 75% of the people that were food insecure said that they didn't visit a pantry. So what we're trying to do at our network is we're trying to open up lots of grassroots hubs that are located directly in communities, so that way anybody who needs access to food can get it. Now, the other piece of that is that we also have a volunteer driver network, and our drivers bring fresh food that's donated to all of these different sites. And that happens every single Saturday, and that's another part that we're working on scaling and growing, because these hubs are no good if you don't have any food to put in them. So those two things working together are what we're trying to bring. I think that Co-op City is such an amazing place to have this, because it's the biggest housing complex on the planet. I didn't know that until recently. Over 25,000 residents are here. It's like a little city in and of itself. And I just think that it means a lot to the movement of community fridges, to the idea of neighbors helping neighbors, to be able to get something like this here. You know, that there's a lot of, it's a process to get something like this here. And I think that means, that shows that people are coming around to this idea, you know, that this idea of community fridges and neighbors helping neighbors is here to stay. And I'm really excited about just the community buy-in that this particular fridge symbolizes for the movement. So thank you, Co-op City. Thank you. And we're hoping that the community will come together to sustain this and make it a beautiful, flourishing site that the whole community can be proud of.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.